Let's Cook comes to you compliments Dutch Lady Milk and Maggie products.
At Dutch Lady, we give you delicious and nutritious milk. We make sure our milk is filled with essential nutrients, calcium, vitamins, and protein. Dutch Lady gives everyone in the family a strong start to the day. Keep your family healthy and happy. Dutch Lady, building strong families since 1871.
Distributed by Hubbard's Agencies, Kirani James Boulevard, St. George's.
Well, welcome to another edition of Let's Cook. It's your boy JC, and this week, Grenada, you have no idea where we are. Guess what? I give the clue. The ocean in the background. The sun's cascading over that front wall there. My boy, the creative chef, we're here. We are at 473. This one promises to be off the hook.
Phenomenal. And we have an interesting treat for you guys here. Today is going to be the vegan day. No meat products, no meat. We're going to be using a little bit of the milk, but for the most part, we're doing vegan today. So all the people that have been looking on and seeing we're doing a lot of meats, and today it's all vegetarian and vegan.
You've heard it, Grenada, it's all vegan today. Trust me, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Whatever you are, settle, relax yourself, and welcome to this another edition of Let's Cook. We leave you from here. Kitchen side?
Kitchen side.
Let's do this, guys.
Let's do this. Welcome back, guys. So we're here, kitchen side, and what we have for you today, it's a very interesting treat for all the vegan and vegetarian lovers. Now, first, what we're going to do, we have for the snack, we're going to have a snack, and then we're going to have the main course. So for the snack, we have roti skin. Guys, remember you could pick these up at your local supermarkets, and we're going to fry these roti skin, and with that, we're going to make a callaloo and sweet potato dip, right? So I'll just come over to this side here, and I will start chopping my roti skin. I just want to grab a plate, so when I chop the roti skin, I'm going to place it on the plate right here. Now for this one, I'm using, there's two types of roti skin that we have today, is the white one and the wheat one. So you just want to cut it about 1/2 inch thick. 1/4 inch is fine as well. And I'm just going to rough chop these up because we're going to be making chips, guys. And they are going to go with our callaloo dip. So I'm going to cut some of these up. Now if you make your own roti skin, you want to leave a little bit of split piece out. You want to rough chop these. These are perfect for if you have anyone coming over and they're not into eating meat and they just want a light snack or a little filler before the main meal comes, right? So here we have our oil, and we are about to turn on the stove. And then we're going to allow our oil to get hot. We're going to prepare one time for our chips. Now for this one, the ingredients that you're going to need for the dip, we have already a sweet potato that's already boiled and peeled. We have some callaloo. We already have over here, we have some coconut milk that we're going to add some warm water to. So we're going to mix it in to make our dip. And then we have some garlic that we're going to season it up with, salt and pepper. And there we're going to be making our callaloo sweet potato dip. Now I'm adding hot water, so that would help speed the cooking time up. As you can see, I'm using it in my measuring cup, guys. And what you want to do to dissolve all the particles, we're going to ensure that we give this a vigorous stir. This is just about good here. We're going to turn on our heat in the pot. Going to grab a little bit of oil. olive oil. Just put to the bottom. So I'm going to peel my onions over here. Remember, if the kids are practicing using the knife at home, please be in the supervision of your parents. And the cuts are not so important at this stage, guys. We're going to set this aside because we're going to be blending it a little bit after to get the consistency. So nice dice. Right. We're going to add this to the pot immediately. We have 2 cloves of garlic that we're going to add to that as well. You could hear that sizzle and you could smell that, the aroma of the onions. The garlic we're going to add to the pot. And for that, we're just going to grab a spoon or a non-stick spatula that we have here. And we're going to give this a generous stir. You just want to sweat the onions down a bit along with the garlic, but you don't want the garlic to burn. So once they start sweating down, let's say roughly about a minute on a medium to high heat, you can add your callaloo to that now. Now remember, callaloo cooks down, so don't mind the amount that we're adding here, because it's going to cook down eventually, right? So we add our callaloo here, and then we're going to add half the cup of coconut milk. We have about, you want to add gradually, right? For this one, we're going to use a little bit of seasoning that we have here. We have a little bit of the Maggi seasoning that we're just going to add, Maggi all-purpose seasoning. Remember, it's all about Maggi and Dutch Lady. Let's cook. We're going to add that. Then I'm going to grab the pot cover and we're going to just leave that to simmer. Now, while it's going and it's starting to come to a boil, we'll check it periodically to ensure that we have the consistency and it's not sticking, and then we can add some more coconut milk. Welcome back, guys. So if you're just joining us today, we have an interesting treat. We have vegan today that we're going to be doing. We have 473. We're enjoying the whole ambience of it. You can hear the waves crashing in if you listen carefully, but let's focus on what we have going on the stove. Now I have my oil getting hot. As you can see, it's just starting to smoke a bit. And then I have here my base for my callaloo dip. Now, wow, I wish you could have smelled this as well I'm smelling it. Nevertheless, we're here. So what we would like to see, which is what we're seeing, the callaloo is just cooking down. So we're going to add some more coconut milk to that. We're going to taste it in just a bit. But before we taste, we're going to add some seasoning peppers. Right? A little seasoning peppers over here. Oh, beautiful. And you can smell the aroma of that. Now, what I want to do, or what you would want to do at home as well, is just lower the stove because the callaloo cooks very fast. And as you can see, the oil is hot. I could tell by the smoke that's coming out of it. So I'm going to take my tongue along with my plate. I'm going to turn the stove down a bit, and gradually I'm going to fry the roti skin. Super easy, vegan friendly. You don't want to add too much because it could overflow and overspill on the stove top and you can have a mess. So you just want to take your time, bit by bit, gradually. And you want to turn them, don't leave them for too long. A couple seconds on each side, have them nice and golden brown. See, as you can see, they're getting brown pretty fast. I'm going to remove these immediately because we don't want them to get too brown. And then I'm going to repeat the process until I finish. All right? Remember, gradually. You don't want it to overspill on the stove. See, it's coming just to the edge. So next time we're gonna add a little less. We're gonna hold our Maggi all-purpose seasoning close because we're gonna hit it with that in just a second. All my vegan lovers, vegetarian lovers. Oh, look at that. Wow. For the folks at home, you remember you could get very creative with this. You could probably take a cookie cutter and cut the roti skin out into shapes to make it nice for your guests or your family. Presentation is key. We're going to fry some of the whole wheat one as well now. So we're going to have a nice mix of roti chips, as we would call it. Remember guys, these are perfect. You could serve these at any time of the day. I think it's better in the evening time for dinner. You could also have it for lunch. It's really and truly your preference. And just bear in mind, like, who in the kitchen has to feel the heat, so you know how I'm feeling right now. So be mindful of that. Beautiful.
At Dutch Lady, we give you delicious and nutritious milk. We make sure our milk is filled with essential nutrients, calcium, vitamins, and protein. Dutch Lady gives everyone in the family a strong start to the day. Keep your family healthy and happy. Dutch Lady, building strong families since 1871.
Distributed by Hubbard's Agencies, Kirani James Boulevard, St. George's.
Welcome back. So once you have been paying attention, or if you're just joining us, what we have today is the vegan celebration. Now I have my sweet potato and I'm about to go make my dip. Oh wow, look at this. So the callaloo is all the way cooked. You could see that. I could tell from over this side. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the sweet potatoes to that. But before that, I'll just give the potatoes a rough chop because we're going to blend it after to create our dip. So we're going to add some sweet potatoes in here. Remember guys, it's all about vegan today. And it's creative ways to have the stuff that you may know or the stuff that you are acquainted with in your fridge, but just to do it in a nice creative way. So right now I'm just going to grab my pot holder. I'm going to turn the stove off and I'm going to head over here with my emulsion blender. Now I have my coconut milk very close because I'm going to add gradually as I make my dip. Maggi coconut milk, and then I'm going to blend. And we're making our callaloo dip, guys. Callaloo sweet potato dip. So this is the consistency that you're looking for. Remember, this dip, you could serve this dip cold or hot. I would prefer that you would serve it hot with your roti skin that we just fried up. And once you serve this hot, guys, whether vegan, vegetarian, even for the meat lovers, this is a perfect start to a great evening. So guys, for the main meal, what we have today, we're gonna do some nice tofu. Of course, my hands is clean, I just washed it. Now, you can find these as the local supermarket stores as well. Now, tofu is a protein substitute. For all my vegan lovers, my vegetarian lovers, tofu, it's not the preferred thing that a lot of people like, but however, if you treat it well, you could enjoy it. Right, so I'm just gonna cut these up in some nice cubes. And then, of course, I'm gonna cut 2 pieces and leave them whole because they don't take long to cook, guys. So we're gonna season them up instantly. I'm just gonna set this aside grab my bowl over here. Now for tofu, you could use any type of seasoning that you want to use. Of course, we being in Grenada, I'm going to use some nice local herbs and spices. Not forgetting about Maggi. So the first thing I want to do is add a little bit of olive oil, right? Then I'm going to grab from my seasoning bowl a little bit of thyme, fresh. So I'm just going to put this on the board. I'll keep the stick in here. I have also a little bit of rosemary that I'm going to add for the seasoning. You could marinate these overnight. And of course, for my vegan lovers, I have the shadow belly. Right? You don't want to add too much of these. Right? So I'm going to cut these up. It's a nice chop. Right? Add it over here. I'm gonna put a little bit over here. We have some Maggi seasoning as well here. All right. All purpose, and then we have a little salt and pepper over here. Right. What you want to do, we're just going to take the spatula and just give it a small toss. Just to incorporate the ingredients. You don't want to toss it up too much because the tofu is a bit pliable and it can break apart if you handle it a little bit rough, right? In the meantime, between time, what I have going here, I will have a little bit of olive oil in my pot. And I'm just going to increase the heat. And we're going to pan sear the tofu. Now with the tofu, we're going to make some curry chickpea. So I'll show you guys all how we're doing this. Remember, it's all about the vegan today, guys. So do stay tuned. We're about to pan sear these. Just want to bring this a little bit closer. And then we're going to grab a plate. So as soon as we finish pan searing them, we can set them aside on the plate right here. All right, so we're going to... Oh, you hear that sizzle? Wow. Oh, the rosemary, you smelling the thyme. Shadow benny. I'm just gonna add a little bit of the seasoning in here as well. Set this aside. And you wanna make sure that it's cooked just a little past this golden brown. Keep moving it around. While our tofu is getting color, we're gonna prepare the ingredients for curry chickpea. I'm going to use for this, I'm going to use some red onions, some bell peppers, just be careful using the knife when you're using the knife. All right? I'm just going to give it a nice rough chop as well. Here my tofu. I think it's about time to turn our tofu. So look at that. Beautiful and golden brown. So at this stage, you just want to flip the tofu. It's all about multitasking as well in the kitchen. Flip these. For those of you who have had tofu before, this is a lovely creative way to have it, especially seasoning it with your local herbs and spices. For those of you who never tried it, it's worth the try. I'm gonna grab a cucumber. I'm just gonna quarter it and take out the middle to add to our curry. I'll just cut these down real quick. And then I'm gonna chop them the same size. What I'm doing, I'm complementing the cuts to the size of the chickpea. So I want my onions, everything should be about this size, right? The onion, the peppers, everything should be just about that size. So that's the same size I want to cut the cucumbers. Now I'm going to line them up just for a nice even cut and productivity. And I'm just going to give them a nice rough chop, right? Then I have some tomatoes that are already quartered. I'll just rough chop these. Because these is going to cook down, so you could leave these a little bit bigger. Rough chop these. I'm smelling my tofu. We don't want it to burn, guys. Remember? Nice golden brown. So once we peep this side, it's golden brown on the other side, we're going to take them off. Look at that. Right, so I have my onions, I have my peppers, my cucumber. And then we're going to start making our base for our curry chickpea. All right, so this is about good. Don't forget the garlic. Just rough chop it. I'm gonna add this as well. Now I'm gonna turn my stove off just for a quick second, just to remove these. I'm gonna use the same pan to make my curry so I can get all the flavor of the tofu. That's the color we're looking for when you're making tofu. Yeah? So we're just gonna take these off. Here we go. So as soon as we finish with these, one more clove of garlic. Just nicely chopped. All right. We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, turn back on our heat. Remember, we have coconut milk. That's what we're using today as well. So we're gonna add some of that in there as well. And then we're gonna add all our chopped ingredients to the pot. Now, if you have a flexible cutting board at home, this makes it very easy, right? Come down like this, and you just add it all in one step. Just be careful. I'm just gonna saute it. Now for the chickpea, what you wanna do, you will want to drain some of the water off because you wanna add gradually. You don't wanna add all the water in the chickpea. It's gonna make it too watery. But you don't wanna get rid of the flavor. Then I'm gonna add the chickpea to the pot. Just grabbing my spatula that I had before. Wow, look at that. My vegetarian and vegan lovers, what are you saying? Looks amazing, eh? Right. At this stage, what I want to do, I'm just going to add a little bit of local turmeric. As we call it, saffron, but the right name for it is turmeric. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of Maggi seasoning in there as well. Look at that. Whew. Beautiful. Salt, some pepper. And then we're going to add the coconut milk. Just about 1/4 cup. And we're going to allow him to cook. Just cook down and thicken up, right? Welcome back again. This is what we have for you right now. But we already know what's going on with the chickpea. The chickpea was already cooked. Like if you get in the canned chickpea, this one what we used today was the chickpea from the can. Now if you get in the dry chickpea, you need to reconstitute it for an hour before you cook it. However, this is the one from the can and it already has the liquid that we take the liquid away. And we're just reducing it, making a nice veg curry. But to add to the aromatics of the flavors, we're going to add some chive. Again, we want the cuts to be complementing to the chickpea. So we just give it a nice small dice, yeah? And we're going to add that here. Wow. I'm smelling it from, smells so good. Now I'm just letting my liquid dry down a bit because we don't want it to be a bit too runny, all right? So I'm just going to monitor it, fold it in. As you can see, it's very colorful. I could tell you it's very flavorful as well. It's all vegan, all vegetarian, and it's not boring. Now this is the consistency that I'm looking for. As you can see, it's not too runny, but it's not too dry. Now I'm going to take the heat off. Allow this to sit for a minute. We're going to catch up to JC and then we're gonna plate all these up and show you guys what we have in store for you. So stay tuned as we're about to plate our vegan dishes up.
Welcome back, folks, to this special edition of Let's Cook. I want to put in a disclaimer now that I'm in no way, sense of fashion, a lover of vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. I have no intention in the near future to be a vegan. But I'm telling you, after today's episode, I'm in. Chef, I tasted tofu today for the first time, and I am totally, completely impressed. Guys, I'll tell you what I'm also impressed with. I want to do this before the Jackie and the rest of them get in on this. Folks, if you ever want to think of a most original way, keep the kids happy, it's economical. This year, chips made out of roti skin. Creative, you've done it.
Again.
Again. Now, so for those of you that's just joining us, we now at the plating ceremony, and that's what it is. For episode, this is in fact a ceremony. Take us through it.
Definitely. So guys, once again, we here, myself along with JC, and we doing a fantastic job. It was all about the vegans today, and we had a nice, I couldn't do the vegans just one dish. So we had to do two things for the vegan. We start them off, and then we're going to finish them off for the main course. Nice. Now, the chosen protein that we had was tofu. Now, a lot of people...
Hold on. We started off with the appetizer.
I just wanted to make sure I'm excited about the tofu.
No, I know you're excited, but I'm more excited about the chips.
About the chips. Okay, so let's give JC the first piece. Now, the chips that we had roti skin that we take and we chop them. You could find them at your local grocery store. You could find them all over. We just rough chop them and we fry them to make chips. So you might want tortilla, you might want other chips, but this is local.
This is the bomb. I mean, you win already.
We win.
You win with this.
So I'm just gonna plate this up, and remember, guys, the mix that we have, the dip that we had is very interesting as well, because we use callaloo, we use coconut milk,
right?
We use sweet potato, all local stuff.
Reduced it, and
we blend it. We use the emulsion blender. We blend that up, flavored it nice. You know, coconut and callaloo is like a marriage, right? And then we add a little, of course, the sweet potato with that. Well, think about it. I'll let you taste it soon. But just wait, I have to play two of them before you taste it. Okay. For all the vegan lovers, and even if you're not vegan and you're vegetarian, or even if you're meat lover, this is one of the most perfect snacks, I would say. I like, to be honest, this is one of the best snacks I think you could have. It's crunchy, it's light, it's local, it's fresh.
Wow. Now, this is where this gets exciting. So we're moving now from, but before we do the plating, chef, the versatility of this is in that maybe for late evening brunch, mid-morning, that kind of stuff.
For the bar, let's say you have a little bar, you have friends coming over, you have drinks, perfect thing. As opposed to nuts, you could have the nuts as well, but you have a little bit of roti skin that's fried up, a nice little dipping sauce with that. That keep you nice and mellow.
And we keep continuing to push the whole idea of promoting local.
Definitely.
Roti skin locally made.
Definitely.
Callaloo, milk, coconut milk, and the sweet potato.
Definitely. So that's what you want to do. So you can serve at dinner, you can have it as your bar snacks, you can have it mid-morning, the kids want something to snack on. You can make these, put them in Ziploc bags, store them, and you can come back to them. But we're promoting fresh. You're promoting fresh, right? So you have that here sitting, and I'm about to plate up the tofu, guys. So we have a lettuce leaf here. I'm just gonna grab my chickpea salad, my chickpea curry, actually. I'm just gonna take this spoon, because this might be a little easier. JC, where's my assistant chef when I need it?
Well, I'm right here.
Okay, not assistant taster, assistant chef.
It's all part of the portfolio.
Okay. So guys, we have the chickpea. I'm just gonna rest that on like a nice little lettuce. We're keeping it healthy, keeping it vegan.
And for those of you probably wondering, chickpea, he looks familiar, yeah. Chana. Yeah.
Right, you just want to keep it nice and tidy as well. Right? We're gonna grab our tofu over here.
And as you're doing the tofu, chef, tell us, good substitute for meat, but what exactly is it?
Tofu is made from soybeans. It's plant-based.
Okay.
So you can't go wrong with it being plant-based. Just think this presentation will look a lot better.
But it is just one of the tastes that you have to acquire, though.
Definitely,
You have to acquire
definitely.
the taste.
You must acquire the taste for tofu to actually like it. However, that doesn't take away from the fact that it's nice. It's what I try, right?
Well, I tried it today, and I was quite impressed. I was blown away.
Definitely, definitely, right? So here, and then we're gonna just add a little garnish just to make this look a little more friendly. We have some shredded carrots on this side. All right, we're gonna just rest this to the top. We have a few peppers here that we're gonna put on the top as well. And JC, not forgetting
Tell me.
our callaloo that we need to place. I think I'm gonna use a nice dollop on this plate just to give it a,
So nothing gets wasted.
nothing gets wasted.
gets
Just
wasted.
pass me the callaloo there, please, sir.
Now this is where my job comes in. You see,
Yeah, there you go.
I am the pot passer.
Right.
Yeah, the pot passer.
Right. And then we're just gonna, just a smear. Just a quick smear. We set this aside. And here you have it, guys.
Wow.
Vegan / vegetarian, no meat products, no animal products. Perfect, if you ask me. Perfect.
And this is a meal that anybody can enjoy. You have the kids; they can enjoy this. I think what, of course, this highlights the versatility. And again, these are things that we have around our home. eh?
Definitely,
I mean,
definitely.
roti skin, you can find it anywhere.
Definitely.
The callaloo, the pumpkin. Get it onto a base.
Absolutely.
We've covered it all.
Yep, I
Well,
think perfect edition. Perfect edition. For my vegans and vegetarian lovers, you can't go wrong with this.
Hey, get away from there. Folks, we're getting ready to wrap up this one. I know that the crew, they're waiting, they're eager, they really want to dig into it. It is all here, folks. For you, the vegan lovers, today was all about you, nothing else but the vegan. Again, you wondering what it is? It's of course here, roti skin chips, deep fried. I'm telling you, you had the whole wheat, you have the plain, of course, and you had your dip for it, callaloo, reduced, mixed in with
Sweet potatoes.
and everything. Here you have our main course. Most of it we call it chickpeas, but we call it chana here.
Chana,
Chana, curry dal, and you're serving that with a little bit of tofu. And certainly, you can just wash it down with a glass of water.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course, some water if you want, maybe some ginger beer,
Some
maybe
ginger beer,
some
whatever it is.
lemongrass juice. You
But
ever
of
heard of
course,
that?
That is interesting. You saying that though, and I know there are folks that are actually smiling. You would be surprised. Most times we use lemongrass, we think about it just for tea.
Yeah.
But you'll be surprised. The lemongrass, the big time, the basil. It's a maybe one day though. Maybe one day we'll do a special segment to keep folks.
Don't let them know.
I'm telling you today, it was really great being here with you. Guess where we are? We were hidden in a little tucked away gem inside of Wester Hall. That's called 473. That's our area code.
That's it.
It's the only place you can stay being Grenada and watch Miami Beach
On the next side.
on the next side. Folks,
Stay tuned.
until, be good. We eat it vegan style today. Yeah.
Boom.
Let's Cook was brought to you compliments Dutch Lady Milk and Maggie.